What's up, folks, and welcome to Math Walkthroughs with Mr. Weeb. Today we are relating fractions, decimals, and percents in our Lesson 1 Your Turn questions. So let's get right into it, where it asks us to represent 38% on a grid, and then what other percents do you see? Okay, so 38%, this is a 10 by 10 grid. That means there's 100 squares on here, so all I need to do is represent it by coloring in 38 of these blocks. So here's 30%, and then here's 38. Okay, what other percents do I see? Well, when I look at it, I can see that there are 62 blocks that aren't colored in. So that's what I would write. So I also see 62% of the grid not colored in. Next, it asks us to represent these percents on a number line. So let's do it. I'm going to color code these. Let's go with red and blue and green. Okay, so the red is at 40%. Well, I know that this is 50% here. This is 50% right over here. So that gives us a good benchmark. And now I can tell that they're going up by tens, right? Because this is, I should make sure this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, we're all good. So let's put 40% right here. 40% is there. 65%, well, 60% would be here, 70% would be here, and 65 would be right in between there. So let's go ahead and write that right here, 65%. And then 8% is going to be just less than 10%, which is right around here. Okay, let's go on to the next question. It says represent each percent as a fraction, a decimal, and an estimated fraction with a denominator of 10 or less. Okay, so the first one, fraction. I'll do all the fractions first. So that's 15 out of 100. This is 30 out of 100. This is 65 out of 100. And this is 90 out of 100. Done. A decimal is fairly easy to do. Once you have it in hundredths, you can just do that. 0.30, 0.65, and you actually don't need to put the 0 on the end. You could just put 0.9. We could have done the same thing for 0.3. Now we need an estimated fraction with a denominator of 10 or less. Okay, 15% is close to 20%, and 20 100ths, we can divide both the numerator and the denominator by 20. And we'll get an equivalent fraction of 1/5. So there is our answer. Next we have 0.3 or 30%, which is really close to 33%, and 33% is 1/3. So that would be a good estimate for that one. 65% is very close to 6, or we could even use the decimal or anything. 65 is very close to 0.66 or 66 hundredths, which is the same as 0.66 is the same as 2/3. And so that could be a good estimate for that one. And then we've got 0.9. We know that 0.9 is also read as 9/10. So this could just be 9/10, and that's it. Similarly, we could have said that this one is just 3/10, and that would have been fine as well. Let's go on. It says 80% is 4/5 and 78% is close to 7/9. Why might you find it easier to compare 80% and 78% than 4/5 and 7/9? And I would say something like this. When counting, it's easy to tell that 80 is bigger than 78, but it's hard to compare 4/5 and 7/9 without a common denominator. Finally, we have the question, which fraction is 19% really close to? Well, let's start by just narrowing things down. We should know that 1/3 is the same as 33%. We should know that 1/4 is 25%. We should know that 1/5 is 20%. And, well, I think that already answers our question. B is going to be the closest thing to it because 1/9 is going to be much smaller than any of these. it's going to be close to 10%. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.